Hey guys, Idris is here with a new video, with a new build guide. This time it is a Facebreaker Cyclone Gladiator. We're going max block as much as possible. Currently with my Ascendancy I have up to 79% block chance. We're going crit, we're going abyssus, and yeah. Let me showcase the build real quick. It's nothing too special, it's just cycloning around, but just slapping stuff around you. Let's see. This one is pretty rippy. It's T14 with some crazy mods. Let's see how it goes. This build is pretty good defenses wise because max block is obviously like 70% less damage at least. You take from everything, right? And due to Ascendancy, we get our spell block chance equal to attack block chance. Okay, but as you can see, you just spin around and kind of take it from time to time because like abyssus is a pretty risky playstyle, especially here on no region map. It can be pretty rough. Yeah, the map mods that you cannot run are. You can run almost everything. Like the only thing is Fizz Reflect, obviously, but you can run less block chance, like 40% less block chance. With some problems, you can run no leech if you get an enduring mana flask, right, to take care of your mana pool. You can run no regen, which is pretty sufferable because you have an enduring cry on left click, but it is doable, and as you can see, it kind of clears. No explosions, no chains. That's why you gotta kind of pile that yourself. Not the cleanest playstyle, but it works, and it's pretty cheap to start with. Like the good rolled Facebreakers are not more than like 10C or something like that. You don't need a crazy Paradoxica or something like that, you just need a Facebreaker, a pair of gloves, and this unique amulet, what's the name of it? Yeah, Rigwald's Curse, which enables crit on unarmed. I'll come back to that in a bit. All right, let's run to the map boss real quick. Yeah, so with the current setup, with an okay set of gear, I guess. This guy pulls out like a million serious DPS, and maybe around like I don't know 1.3 mapping DPS, which is enough for for most of the game. And as I said, like, you don't need crazy Watcher's Eye with double impale, double damage, pride, and stuff like that, Just Facebreakers, Rigwald's Curse, and a Diamond Flask, and you're good set. And you're set to go. Alright, where's the boss? There it is. Not yet. Yeah, I'll come back and clean this up later. You guys can... don't worry, I'll loot this one. Just so the video won't be too long. Let me do it real quick. Get some frenzy charges. Yep. Yeah, and as you can see, boss kinda dies, right? With impale, with crit. It's the usual, melee impale crit route. This shit works. So how does this work? As you can see, I'm not having any weapon, but I have Facebreakers. These gloves are pretty unique in what they do. They have some crit multi, they have some reduced enemy threshold, doesn't matter, extra gore, more blood, but this line, like 600 to 800 more physical damage with armed attacks, is a pretty big one. If you do, so what it does is, you just, you don't have any weapon, as you can see, just slapping, fisting, stuff like that. And yeah, these are core, obviously build enabling this amulet. So by default, unarmed attacks don't have any crit chance. So you can start with like Resolute Technique if you want to. But then level 28, you can equip this one, which I don't recommend. If you do level with Facebreakers from level 12 or whatever these are, like 16, you'd better go RT, I believe. Or maybe not even, like, on lower levels, it doesn't matter. Accuracy doesn't matter. But yeah, Facebreakers, Abyssus, because we're going Gladiator, we're going Block. That's why we can kind of afford, you know, from time to time, because we block most of the damage and we don't take any. But yeah. But sometimes when we do get hit with physical damage, we get one shot because Abyssus. Labyrinth is super painful with this because all the traps are physical damage. You know, all the small things, they just damage you 50% more. Like 40 to 50, it's very noticeable. I highly recommend running a different helmet on lap, even on Uber lap. I'm going with the Immortal Will. It's currently like an Exalted 1.3x, 1x, yeah, more like 1x. If you buy the unupgraded version of it, the Unshattered Will plus the scroll of it, I don't remember which one. I think it's, yeah, Proclamation scroll, and upgrade it yourself. This shield will cost you around 1 exalt. What the shield does is it gives some elemental resistances, pretty nice. It gives some life, some chance to block. Mana gain on block doesn't really matter, but kind of nice too. And grants summon greater harbinger of focus skill, as well as channeling skills deal 6% damage, increased damage, right? Not so noticeable, but kind of nice. What this skill does is, 1 second. There it is. Summons a harbinger, this guy, that buffs you from time to time while you're channeling, gives you some, I think it's damage. Oh, reduces damage you take, like infused channeling, kinda, chance to avoid elemental ailments and stuns. Oh, and also curse immune, huh? I mean, I'm running curse immune on my Flask, but yeah, pretty nice one. Pretty nice shield, 1x. Of course, best in slot shield would be the Reckoning. Reckoning, right? Oh no, Surrender. But it's currently 6 Exalted Orbs. If you are rich, this is way more defenses, way more damage due to this counter attacks, super smooth mapping, super smooth ultimatums, and stuff like that. This is best in slot for every gladiator out there. Okay, shield rings are, you want to grab a steel ring, I level 84, and slap it with an Essence of Contempt. Essence of Contempt is this one. On ring, as you can see, it adds some flat physical damage. You want to stack as much flat physical damage as possible because you don't have a weapon. You don't have a base kinda, you know, base physical value to scale with percent with this guy. So if you get some flat damage and then you get 685 more of it, good value. That's why you go with steel ring that have a good implicit. Then you slap more flat on it. These guys cost like 1-2 chaos each. On average, these took me like maybe 10 to 15, you know, essences each. I don't believe I was super lucky with them, but you know, I kind of settled on what I got. You want some accuracy, you want life, you want, like, obviously the flat fizz itself, you want life, you want accuracy, you want some resistances, and if you manage to get in open prefix, you want to craft channeling skills, mana cost. I don't have the upgraded version of it yet, but if you unveil Elrion's jewelry from Syndicate, you can get it. So on belt, it's life, Stygian Vice. I believe will be best in slot with some onslaught jewel to get onslaught consistently during mapping. Life resist onslaught, and some accuracy maybe on Eye Jewels. You can also go with Rislatus Coil. It will give you a lot of damage, but I believe in this kind of build especially, Belt Slot is very important. Boots are movement speed, some resistances, life. As for the chest, just this is the usual, you know, corrupted 6 link that I had. I didn't even bother buying. Best in slot, I believe, would be Warlords with socketed -15 mana cost. They're pretty costly, especially 6 links, but you know, this should be your aim. Or you can go with attack crit hunter, or you can awaken them together. So ideal would be socketed attacks and hunter crit. Explosion chest Crusader has been nerfed, and I don't know how good it is, but it sounds pretty awful. If you still like playing with it, go ahead. It's pretty okay too. Yeah, otherwise, my links are Blood and Sand, Pride, Enlighten, and Herald of Purity. I'm using this setup with a low level precision. I don't know if it's optimal. You can go Flesh and Stone with Maim instead of Pride. This way you will have like a little bit more mana to level up your precision and stuff like that. You can twink around with your auras, but best are Flesh and Stone with Maim and Pride. They're kind of the same, like damage wise, but Pride is always, you know, working. And while you're mapping, you're in Blood Stance, right? So if you go with Flesh and Stone and you're not in Blood Stance, then it won't be granting you any damage, but only blind. So the choice is yours. Mapping damage will be less, but bossing damage and quality of life is kind of a little bit more, I guess. But I went with Pride. I went with Blood and Sand to switch stances. Something to switch stances, right? Mostly. And Dread Banner, because this helps you to get your impale to 100. Yeah, my main link is Cyclone, Fortify, Pulverize, Melee Fizz, Brutality, and Impale. Impale is very important, so you go in order of importance is Cyclone, Impale, Brutality, Melee Fizz, Infused Channeling, which I don't have, and then Fortify. Maybe even Infused Channeling is so good, and it's kind of my mistake that I didn't recolor it. I tried to, I didn't have enough files or something, and I just dropped it. But Infused Channeling is super good, because what Infused Channeling does is it gives you infusion, which makes you take less damage from the main skills tags, right? And so you will be taking like 10% less damage from physical, which we desperately need because we're abysses, right? We desperately need as much less physical damage taken as possible, guys. It's very important for this. Also, I'm running Lion's Roar, Quartz Flask, which should be Basalt Flask because it's 15% more physical damage reduction, right? Like this. I also was lazy and didn't alteration it. Alchemist Quicksilver of Adrenaline, very important for Cyclone because you get less movement speed with this, as much as possible movement speed. Kind of feels a little bit better. Diamond Flask with Freeze on Chill on it. Basalt Flask with Chemist or Chemist because you see 24% reduced charges used. With 24 roll or 25 roll, you get to press Basalt Flask twice because it uses 30 out of 60. It's very neat, it's very important. You can also get plus 20 max charges, which will also allow you to use 40 out of 80, but getting like I think it's 10 max charges to 20 charges. It's a little bit harder. So yeah, a little bit of out spamming, and instead of Freeze and Chill, you get Curse here, you get Freeze here, or vice versa. And of course, Corrupting Blood and Bleed, Bubbling, or Seething Life Flask, Divine Life Flask, because Divine is more than an Eternal. Okay, I think I ran over everything. Enduring Cry, just for left click with Insta War Cries from the tree. Second Wind, so that it would go on cooldown a little bit faster, and Flame Dash just to move around because we cannot use Leap Slam. I don't like Dash because it's a dumb skill. And yeah, Flame Dash or Smoke Mine, your choice. We also have cast damage taken level 17 with Molten Shell level 19 and Summon Stone Golem level 17 too. I decided to go with high damage. You can kind of lower it. It doesn't really make sense, to be honest. You want to have custom damage taken at like maybe 12 to 13, you know, and Molten Shell maybe 15, 14, something like this. We need Summon Ice Golem to get our accuracy. Very big deal on this build is capping your accuracy. Right now, currently, I'm having 95 to 90 hit chance with Ice Golem, maybe like 97, 93. If you don't hit 100% of the time, I'm basically losing 5% of damage and 10% against evasive, because I don't hit 10 out of 100 times, you know, it just works like this. So yeah, accuracy, that's why you can go with a higher level precision, stuff like that. I'm currently using, I don't know what this doing is in here, Blood Rage Precision. You can also go like Ancestral Warchief with Maim here for bossing. That I was gonna do it too, but I didn't have right colors. So yeah, also guys, if you ideally you want to transition to these kind of Facebreakers, curse enemies with vulnerability. For beginning, you can get vulnerability on either ring or gloves, but gloves have a 40% increased effect, which is, you know, 40 to 48, which is you want to have like, you want to have the higher percent increased effect, of course, and try to get as much as possible with this, more physical damage with an armor attacks. And uncorrupted with no vulnerability on hit will be, like as I said, 10 to 15 KS, maybe 20, like 780s, 790, close to 800. But vulnerability Facebreakers with 750 plus are like 3 exalt and more, which are kind of the goal, like the, you know, the aim, if you decide to upgrade this. Yeah, this is for the equipment. Our skill tree is pretty straightforward. Gladiator, Arena Challenger, the best melee. Like I love this Ascendancy just because of this. You move like crazy. It's Tailwind, but crazier. It gives 20% action speed, not 10 like Tailwind. But yeah, it's because it's more movement speed, you know, more attack and movement speed. So yeah. Then we go block, and then this to finish off. So in ideal circumstances, when I've blocked 10 hits in 10 seconds, I will have 79. If you go the other shield, you will have 30% chance to block, because this base has only 22, and plus 5 is 27, you see? With the other shield, you will have like 72, so yeah. You can go Lioneye's Remorse, it's a little bit more... a cheaper version, also 30% chance to block. You can go Lycositae if you like. This could be your beginning shield. It will cap your accuracy. Your hits cannot be evaded, right? It doesn't have any defenses almost, but yeah, it's pretty cool starting shield. You can also go with a counterattack, because I'm not utilizing this one counterattacks deal double damage, but I feel like this build is already pretty socket started, so yeah, I didn't go with either Ancestral Warchief or your counterattack, which you can do adapted to your, you know, preferable playstyle, which you like, what you think will be better. And yeah, it's pretty versatile, and as you can see, it works, man. It works. This build works. And yeah, so we grab this, we grab impale here, impale here. With these and the impale support itself, we have, and the dread banner, we have 100% to impale, very important. I get some accuracy on my murder's eye, some life, corrupting blood with some mana leech, because corrupting blood is kind of a must-have in this day and age. A pretty good jewel. You want life, you want melee crit multi, you want global critical multi, and you can help capping your resistances from here. Always, guys, always get life. As you can see, I was kind of squeezing it out, and I got 5k life. I have life on every piece of gear. Pretty good ones as well, pretty good rolls, but still only 5k HP. You know, which is pretty dangerous, especially with abyssus. Disclaimer, this is not good for hardcore. You will occasionally get one shot because abyssus and block chance and this kind of RNG, and with all the ultimatum rares, it's pretty easy to get one shot of the invasion bosses, all the beyond bosses. So yeah, be careful, guys. Also, I'm using a Lethal Pride with Kayam. You can go Kayam, Akoya. I think it's the same. I thought it was Akoya. Wow. Well, I think yeah. I'm not sure. I think yes. I think you can use both Akoya and Kayam here. But I got melee crit multi. I got some regen, effect of fortify, and melee crit chance. It's pretty good for a jewel slot. Yeah. Otherwise, we're getting crit, life, block, life, instant warcry, very important. Some accuracy here, some accuracy here should be enough to help you cap it. This also gives accuracy. Pay attention. And yeah. Also, this command of steel node gives you a shit ton of increased damage because we have like 70 increased damage basically and good amount of block. And this wheel too. I was kind of surprised how much attack damage these shield nodes give, because I was trying to, you know, theory craft it a little bit. Maybe I go like the claw cluster here and stuff like that, you know, with the, because with this guy, with the Regal's Curse, modifiers to claw attacks and attack speed on all the claw like 3 nodes also affect, or like stats on your gear also affect your unarmed. Kinda, you know, makes you grow nails, I guess. So you have claws on your hands, kinda sorta, you know. That's why I was trying to figure out like maybe like Wind Dancer with acrobatics and this wheel and stuff like that. But these like damage while holding a shield nodes surprised me a lot. I wasn't expecting that much, you know, getting that much. Also, you want to grab this. This is where I would go next. Yeah, all the melee crit, all the life, and some impale and some accuracy, pretty much, and all the block. And yeah, guys,
I can't do this just yet.
I think that's it. Pantheon is preferred, like your choice. You can go with Lunaris to get even more fizz reduction, or this. I think Solaris is a little bit more value. Or on ultimatums, maybe Solaris. I went with this because I was getting stun locked. I don't like it, and unaffected by burning ground with Aberath. Pretty much it. There's a lot of room to grow, of course, but I kind of got fed up with this playstyle. I started playing as a ground slam, Vile ground slam Facebreaker champion with all the war cries. It was donking a lot, man. It was one-shotting bosses up to like tier 8, tier 9. But then I kind of got you know, tired of pressing war cries, because with Gladiator you attack pretty frequently and it's a pretty sloppy playstyle. If you don't have your accuracy, you can miss a big donk, you know, just miss it with the accuracy chance, and it feels so bad, and you have to clear up the mobs, and you don't want to slam an extra time because you need to line up your seismic cry with the intimidating cry, and it's been a shit show, man. That's why you just spin around if you want to go this route, you know. But of course, with war cries and a slam skill, you will have more damage. And there's a build on a champion on PoE builds.cc on an Earth Shatter champion, but I didn't want to go champion because champion is, you know, boring and it's slow. I want to try max block Gladiator, and it worked. It actually works, man. Yeah. So as I said, I managed to get like 1 million. This is serious DPS. Like on maps, it may be like 1.5 with all the, you know, frenzy charges and onslaught. But yeah. This POB will be linked in the description below. I'll take serious. If you guys want to try it, I encourage you. It's a pretty fun build and doesn't require much of investment. As I said, for the amount of like job it does. It was fun, and now I'm off to a new one. So see you guys soon, I guess. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions about my builds, about your builds, about anything in PoE, about mechanics, about what you should or need, want to tell me something interesting, hop on stream, let's get acquainted. You're always welcome, every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.